it. It's what I do. I haven't won once at Shine, but I guarantee you, Shine 4, I am taking over. I am winning, and I am going home happy.
Hey guys, Reby Sky here. Now, I've been hearing left and right, Shine 3 was awesome. Shine 3 was the best Shine yet. Shine Wrestling just keeps getting better and better. I agree, but I'm a little jaded about Shine 3. Reason being, I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I was physically unable to compete. Now, it's not like I can afford to be missing shows. You know, I know I have a lot to prove. Shine 1, my match against Jamie Jamison. Victorious, my debut. But there's only so much you can prove to the world with one match. Which brings me to Shine 2, my match against Jessicka, Havok. Now, going into this match, the fans doubted me, the haters doubted me, hell, even the locker room was doubting me. And I didn't win that match, but you know what? I damn sure held my own. And I proved the point that I've been trying to make since day one, and that's that I'm not going anywhere. Now, apparently beating me wasn't enough for Jessicka Havok. No, she had to go and up my arm. Shine 3 comes along, physically unable to compete. I'm back. I'm back 100%. My arm is just fine. I'm back in fighting form, and I am ready for Shine 4, October 19th at the Orpheum in Ybor City. I'm facing Kellie Skater, another tough opponent, another battle, another chance to show the world who Reby Sky really is. And Jessicka Havok, I haven't forgotten about you, and I will not be soon forgetting. I hold grudges. And you and me have some unfinished business. See you October 19th.
Fans, at this time, I would like to ask the entire locker room of Shine to please make their way to the ring.
Fans, Lenny Leonard here, getting ready to kick things off with Shine 4. Much different start to a pay-per-view event here on WWN Live than we have seen in our first 3 events, as the entire wrestling world today mourns the tragic loss of Mike Graham.
Fans, pro wrestling suffered a great loss today as legend in Florida wrestling Mike Graham passed away at the age of 61 in Daytona Beach, Florida. When WWN Live was started in 2001, Mike Graham was one of the best friends this company had. He did everything he could to help make sure this company got off the ground, and we here are forever indebted to him. He was a wonderful friend to everyone here in WWNLive.com for the past 12 years, and we mourn the loss of him today at the age of 61. Everyone here with Shine and WWN Live would like to send their condolences out to his wife, who survived him today, and we'd like to honor him with a 10-bell salute. Thank you.
Whatever language, we're international, we're all over. Thank you for joining us, and we're going to get started right away with the first match.
Well, once again, I bid you folks a good evening here from Ybor City, Florida at the Orpheum. It is Shine 4. And with heavy hearts, we get ready to kick things off. Singles competition with a debuting athlete here at Shine 4. It is Rhia O'Reilly making her way to the ring. She certainly looks like she means business. Very serious look on the face of O'Reilly as she waits in the corner for her opponent.
And this first match is scheduled for a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first. She is 5'7" tall, weighing in at 143 pounds, debuting from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Oh, really? It's Rhia O'Reilly! And her opponent, she is 5'6" tall, weighing in at 130 pounds. From Seattle, Washington, it is
Well, certainly a stern test for Su Yung here tonight. She offers the hand of friendship, international goodwill from the great state of Washington to the Republic of Northern Ireland. O'Reilly, a little bit of a power advantage, I would think, here over Young, but Young uses her quickness to grab the waistlock. Quickly goes for the O'Connor roll, but O'Reilly one step ahead and feeling very proud of herself at that fact as she gets sent in for the ride. Taken down with the arm drag. Right back to her feet goes O'Reilly into the ropes one more time and another arm drag. And Su Yung taking control of this one early here. Japanese arm drag takes O'Reilly off her feet, right into a cover, hooks the leg, but only able to get one. Nice roll up there again by Young. It's a near fall, this time a 2 count before O'Reilly slips out the back door. And now Young with a front face lock, looking to wear the larger athlete down here, but O'Reilly wisely uses that size advantage, bullying Young into the corner, burying the shoulder into the midsection, while Young fights back. Oh, misses that boot, and gets drilled. Her head bouncing First off the turnbuckle and then off the canvas. And the slugger from Belfast means business here. Snap suplex. And O'Reilly goes for her first cover, only gets a 1 count. O'Reilly getting into it with the fans here as she continues to maintain control over Young, putting the boots to her. Referee Jamie Tucker asking Young if she wants to continue. She does and gets an elbow right to the kidneys for her trouble. O'Reilly, a trainee of Lance Storm, the Storm Wrestling Academy in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Has made her way back to the United Kingdom, has been training with Justin Richards and Saraya Knight, the London School of Lucha Libre. She's held titles all over the world, including a couple she holds right now in Europe. And she's looking very impressive here. Sidewalk slam, hooked both legs and got a 2 count. Yeah. Drives the elbow right into the back. Now shoots the half. Young trying to clasp her hands together, alleviate some of the pressure, but she is just getting tied up in knots here.
Come on. I can stop this for you. Come on.
O'Reilly grapevine the leg and now has the arm barred as well. Both arms trapped.
Stop this. How about it?
Almost like a surfboard. You are sending Young crashing face first to the canvas. O'Reilly made her debut in Shimmer this year and early in 2012, actually fittingly enough on St. Patrick's Day. She launches Young overhead. And she has been dishing out the punishment here. For the last several minutes, Young needs to start mounting some offense as another near fall. As O'Reilly went for the folding press, and it could just be a matter of time before O'Reilly goes for the Rhia adjustment. The double arm DDT. And she is used to pick up victories all over the world. Young going downstairs, kicking away at the knee. Oh, and she caught that one right in the rib cage. And now just being choked over the bottom rope, foot right across the back of the neck.
Listen up now. Out of the corner. Come on. Out of here. Come on. Get her out of the corner.
Having words with Jamie Tucker here. Needs to turn her attention back to her opponent.
You got to wrestle. Let's go.
Hearing it from the fans here at the Orpheum. I don't think it's going to have much of an effect, though, on the psyche of O'Reilly here. Finley roll. Shades of the most famous wrestler to ever come out of Belfast, Northern Ireland. And if you're a regular here on WWNLive.com, you've seen some tremendous performances out of Finley on Evolve right here on WWNLive.com. A couple of classics against Sami Callihan as well as one against John Davis. Available on demand at WWNLive.com. And head scissors right there. Takes O'Reilly off her feet, rolls away from the ropes and right into a cover for a near fall. And both ladies now trying to shake the cobwebs here. Both ladies charge out of the corner, and it's Young with the clothesline. And the back elbow sends O'Reilly down in a heap, but she pops right back up. Although I don't know if she knows where she is. Staggers into the corner. Young went for the butt in the corner, but O'Reilly caught her. Full Nelson. Turns her around, clubbing on the back. Could be looking for that readjustment, but countered here. Aurora Borealis! And that may do it. It's over. victory here at Shine 4 for Su Yung as she puts away Rhia O'Reilly, who is not at all pleased at the outcome here tonight. And Su Yung continues her winning ways here as that's victory number 3 in a row here for Su Yung, including tag team competition. And she is on quite a roll.
Shine 4 with the debut of the internationally awesome The Rate Tank Kellie skater. And I hear I've been given some model chick by the name of Reby Sky. That's just gonna be too easy. I'm a serious wrestler. I got this. But there she's a little bit preoccupied with Jessicka Havok trying to kill her. Good on Jess. After Shine, I'm gonna send her all the way back to modeling school, if I'll even take her after what I do to her pretty little face. You wanna take on a wrestler, you're gonna take on the consequences. Shine 4, the Rate Tank's got this.
Myself. I was just all happy for the moment. So it is me, the Scream Queen, the hostess with the mostest, Daffney Younger! Okay, and we're off to the second match, which is also scheduled for a 20-minute time limit.
Getting ready for a little more singles competition here at Shine 4. As we roll on here, Daffney getting down. And there's another debut. The veteran, Brandi Wine, makes her way to Shine. And fans, again, we want to thank you for being here with us on WWNLive.com, your home for pay-per-view in the world of pro wrestling. And we remind you that Dragon Gate USA will be back right here on WWNLive.com November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th with another huge triple shot from Everett, Massachusetts, Voorhees, New Jersey, and Deer Park, Long Island, respectively. As Frankie Gastineau getting the business from Brandi Wine. And of course, you can always catch the latest in releases from Kayfabe Commentaries, the leader in the shoot interview world in pro wrestling, right here on WWNLive.com. And of course, all roads leading to WrestleCon, April 5th through the 7th at the Meadowlands Expo Center in Secaucus, New Jersey. We'll have more about that a little bit later on, but right now, it is a very focused and very angry young woman making her way to the ring in Kimberly. Kimberly has not had a great deal of luck in her time here as part of Shine. 0 for 3 is Kimberly. And she looks to reverse that trend here tonight. Let's go to Daffney.
Introducing first, she is 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 150 pounds, debuting from Sugar Street, Tennessee, Brandi White. And her opponent, she is 5 feet 6 inches tall, and she weighs none of your business. She's from Claremont, Florida, Kimberly.
Kimberly actually getting a little bit of a warm reaction from the crowd, something we haven't seen here in the first couple of times out for her at the Orpheum in Ybor City. I mentioned she has been on a bit of a losing streak.
I'm playing, honey.
At 0-3.
Kimberly, are you ready?
And she has her hands full with the veteran of nearly 2 decades of experience in Brandi Wine, mostly now in the Carolina area. And Kimberly very aggressively coming out of the chute. And that quick start may be the key for Kimberly here tonight. If she can put away the veteran early here, I think she'd have a much better chance of pulling out a victory. As they lock up collar and elbow. Brandi Wine with a handful of hair herself. Taking Kimberly down.
Now that was hair.
Two ladies, a little bit of tit for tat, so to speak. And it was Kimberly with the appearance at Shine 1, where she has the dubious distinction of losing the first ever match in Shine history, losing the opener to Veda Scott at Shine 1 in a match that many people thought Kimberly had won at several points in the matchup, but it was not to be, as Veda victorious in that matchup, and then it was Shine 2, which saw her fall to defeat to Su Yung, who we just saw victorious moments ago. And again, Kimberly on the verge of victory on multiple occasions in that matchup before falling to defeat. And then 1 month ago it was Leva Bates with a super kick out of nowhere, superhero kick, I should say, that finished off Kimberly, running her record 0-3. And I talked to Kimberly a little bit earlier this afternoon in the locker room, and I gotta tell you, I was walking on eggshells talking to her back there after taking a glimpse at that internet promo she cut earlier in the week, where she is clearly a woman on the edge. And I asked her if she had done anything different to prepare for Shine 4 that she'd done for her first 3 attempts here, where she fell to defeat, and all she did was look at me and say, shots of 151. I asked her to elaborate, and she really didn't seem to care to, just kind of walked away and glared at me, so I don't know exactly what she meant by shots of 151, but I guess we might find out later on tonight. As right now, Brandi Wine forcing the shoulders down on the canvas for another near fall, but a great bridge there by Kimberly, who gets right back up. Monkey flips her way free, sending Wine out to the floor.
Get back.
She's looking to buy a little bit of time out there. 10 count on the outside. And she looks like she's going to use every bit of it as Kimberly now breaks the count. Getting a little bit frustrated here is Kimberly. And I think it's that focus, or lack thereof, which has really cost her here in Shine competition. And she can't let the veteran Brandi Wine get under her skin here. That's exactly what she's doing. She needs to keep her focus if she is going to pick up her first victory here tonight. And again, Kimberly's had enough of Brandi stalling and brings her in the hard way. Oh, went for the splash. But Wine got both knees right into the midsection, and she's proud of herself. Double leg drop. Right across the lower abdomen as well. Does not hook the leg, and Kimberly able to get that left arm free. Only to have Wine put the boots to her one more time before dragging her back to her feet. Bear hug. Kimberly trying to elbow her way free. Striking away at the back now. And she gets dumped rather unceremoniously to the canvas by Brandi Wine, who is taking control of this matchup here. Now fires away in the corner. And I don't know if Brandi wants to trade and go the fisticuffs route with Kimberly. She is MMA trained. And she has been known to put that training to good use. And now she's looking to take a chance here. I don't know if that's wise either. Gets her balance taken away, now winds up on the shoulders. Electric chair by Wine, right into a cover. Oh, didn't hook the leg until at the very last second she tried to grab hold of it. But Kimberly kicks out at 2, and now right down across the throat. And a second time. KG veteran Brandi Wine, European uppercut, backs Kimberly into the corner. Right hands now from Kimberly. Not a lot of steam on those shots as she once again finds herself up top in a victory roll. Not quite enough to finish off Wine, but a vicious clothesline sends Kimberly's head bouncing off the canvas. Double arm chicken wing here. Submission predicament for Kimberly. Says she won't give it up. Frankie Gastineau right there. Kimberly hanging on, trying to fight her way up, and does get to her knees at this point.
Come on, Kimberly.
Still won't give it up.
Come on, just handle this.
Wine has seemed to have lost most of the leverage in this maneuver here as Kimberly trying to power her way free. It's back to her feet, but right to the throat. Frankie Gastineau out of position. Good job of ring awareness on the part of Wine there. And she used the referee's position to her advantage, going to the throat. Now kicking away at the back. And another double handful of hair launching Kimberly airborne before sending her crashing to the canvas. Shoulders down, hooks the leg, and again 2, says Frankie Gastineau. It's Kimberly now in a big deal of trouble here, trying to fight her way free. Right hands, and the great equalizer. Brandi goes to the eyes. Sent for the ride. Out of the corner with the spear. Aggressively taking Brandi out of her dominant position there. Now looking for that cloverleaf. Trying to finish her off here. Submission predicament now. Kimberly's got it locked in. She may be moments away from her first victory here in Shine. But Wine makes it to the ropes, forcing the break. Elbow drop. But nobody home as Kimberly goes crashing to the canvas. Sunset flip. Oh, she sits down. Went for that big drop, but nobody home. Drop kick off the ropes by Kimberly, and she's getting fired up. Reversal of the whip. Looking for a backslide perhaps here. Elevates her. Carries her back to the center. Face first to the canvas. And that might be it here. Cover. Too close to the ropes. Brandi Wine got her hand on the ropes. Kimberly thought that was it. Turned her back on the veteran. And it's over. Once again, Kimberly, her own worst enemy, loses focus at the inopportune moment. And once again, Kimberly snatches defeat from the jaws of victory. I gotta give Kimberly some credit here. Actually doing a good job of composing herself, as that has not been the case in the past.
Hey, she's Davina Rose, all the way from California. And this is my mate, Shazza McKenzie, all the way from Australia. And we're here tonight to make our debut on Shine 4, and I don't know about you, but I'm super excited.
I'm really excited too. In this building, it's such an honor to be here, and we figured what's a better way than to come in strong. And we want to make our impact against Maiden Sin, because they've sure made an impact in Shine Wrestling. What do you think?
I think they definitely have, and I'm ready to make an impact tonight.
I think we're ready. We match. We're
Yeah.
Shine 4, are you ready? Are you guys ready? I'm ready.
Yeah.
And this next match is scheduled for one fall. It has a 30, that's 30, half an hour time limit.
Continuing on, singles competition here at Shine with yet another big debut, this one of the international variety. Someone I've been looking forward to seeing in person for quite some time. She's made quite a name for herself all over the world, but mostly in Shimmer Women athletes. It is the Rate Tank, the indestructible one, Kellie Skater. Speaking of Shimmer, of course, history going to be made here tonight as the top prize in all of women's pro wrestling on the line in our main event later on tonight. Sweet Saraya Night putting it up the first time ever on iPay-per-view. The Shimmer title on the line against Jazz. And of course, Shimmer will be back in action at the Berwyn Eagles Club for volumes 49 through 52 next week, October the 27th and 28th. And if you are anywhere in the greater Chicagoland area, I suggest you make your way to the Berwyn Eagles Club for a tremendous weekend of women's wrestling action. And it is the returning Reby Sky, the diva overachiever here to face off against the Rate Tank.
Introducing first, all the way from down under, she is 5 feet 7 inches tall. She weighs 63 kilos of pure adamantium. Debuting from Marsh, Victoria, Canada. Okay, awesomest place ever. Bacchus, Marsh, awesomest place ever. She is the Rate Tank, Kellie Skater. And her opponent, she is 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 115 pounds. She is from Queens, New York, Reby Sky.
The former Miss Howard Stern, the former New York Giants girl, and the current resident of Cameron, North Carolina. Reby Sky taking on the Rate Tank, Kellie Skater.
All right, you diva wannabe. It's about time you lock up with the real wrestler, huh?
Strong words out of the Rate Tank. Trying to get into the head of Reby Sky here in the early going. Kellie Skater from the most awesomest place on earth, apparently, Bacchus Marsh in Australia, but she is quite the world traveler. I mentioned her career in Shimmer, which has really taken off. She's made great waves throughout Australia, winning title after title down there. And also took an extended tour of Japan the early part of 2012, working for Joshi for Hope, Stardom, JWP, as well as 0-1. And the Massive Guns not able to hold on to that waist lock as Reby Sky, nice reversal. But gets caught with an elbow. But takes the tank off her feet. Rape finds the legs.
No.
Come on, you want to quit now? Come on.
No, I don't quit on the tank.
Hey.
And the indestructible one able to seize control back, grabbing the head of Reby Sky, who is back in action here after missing Shine 3. Thanks to one Jessicka Havok, who basically destroyed the wrist of Reby Sky. Smashed it to bits with a chair. Oh, vicious shoulder tackle. Skater again getting into the face of Sky, who drops down. Up and over goes the Rate Tank. Pace starts to pick up here. Reby with a drop kick. And a clothesline as Sky starts to pick up the pace here.
Timeout.
Asking for a timeout is Skater in the corner, no such luck. Back heel kick into the Bulldog. Nice combo from Sky with a 2 count.
No.
Tank says no. She gets the shoulder up. Not only did Jessicka Havok go to town on the wrist of Reby Sky with that chair, as she ends up caught in the waist lock and then drilled face first to the canvas by Skater, who instead of going for the cover goes for the throat of Sky, and it shows off the guns. Knee strike to the midsection by Skater. Forearm backs up Sky. I gotta wonder if that wrist of Reby Sky is 100% here, even after a month off. Because if the chair of Jessicka Havok wasn't enough, it was the cross arm breaker through the chair that may have done the most damage to the arm of Reby Sky. But right now, it is the Rate Tank, Kellie Skater, doing the damage. Throat first across the rope went Sky, and Skater now having her way with Reby Sky, forearm. And she's set in for the ride. Sunset flip. Skater set a little too soon, only 2, slips out. Slingshot Sky, and sends her throat first into the top rope this time. Then muscles her down to the canvas. And stomps away on the midsection. For posing in a very cocky manner for a 2 count. But unable to finish off Sky here. Sky continues to train in North Carolina with Matt Hardy, as well as his brother Jeff, current TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Suplex, nicely done. Hooks the leg and really got in there deep, did Skater, but not enough to finish Reby Sky off here at Shine 4. Another knee to the midsection, now scoops her up. Plants her right in the center, and then drops the elbow right on her sternum for a 2 count. But again, Sky gets that right shoulder up. And that's something we've seen out of Reby Sky in her 2 outings here. As part of Shine, she has shown a tremendous resilience. An ability to take punishment and fight back that I don't think a lot of people thought she had in her. When she first began her journey here in pro wrestling, she really set out to prove she is not just another pretty face, and she's done that. With some tremendous performances here in Shine, and she is fighting through again. Nobody home as she missed that shot. And again, Skater uses the hair and sends Sky down to the canvas for another 2 count. But not quite enough to finish her off. Where Skater's been using the ankle lock to finish off her opponents recently, but she has yet to really work over the legs of Reby Sky, so I don't know if she's got something else in port for her here tonight, but so far, no attempt to go for the ankle lock. Running forearm connects in the corner. A hard kick between the shoulder blades, and that one caught her right in the mouth. And Sky showing she is certainly in some discomfort here as Skater brings her back to her feet. I'm going to send her face first to the buckle. And burying those lefts and rights to the midsection of Sky, who hits the buckles. Here comes the ring tag, nobody home. Roll up by Sky for a 2 count, but not enough to break through that pure adamantium shell of the ring tank. Kellie Skater, and now the ankle lock. She hadn't gone for the legs at all of Sky, maybe looking for the element of surprise perhaps there. But too close to the ropes was Reby, and she was able to grab the bottom rope. Force Skater to break the hold. Knife edge chop to the chest. And again, Skater wearing out Sky here.
How do you like her now, huh? How do you like her pretty face now?
Just showing off Reby Sky. Each side of the ring saying, how do you like her pretty face now? Well, Sky dropped down. Drops the culo.
1, 2.
Right across the back of Skater for a near fall.
I got this.
Skater says she's got this. One thing I think may be missing here for Skater this evening, I don't think I see the protein shake anywhere. I don't see that shaker with her at ringside. I wonder if that's going to cost her here, but right now, things once again looking her way as she drives Reby down to the canvas, only to have Reby grab the bottom rope this time and force the break. Into the ropes. Both ladies go for the hair at the same time, on the same page. And double count applied by referee Jamie Tucker. And it is Skater up first. Sky shortly thereafter, and it's Reby connecting first out of the blocks. Oh, missed that kick, as did Sky. Hook to the midsection, that one caught her in the chest. She says she's all done now. Oh, back heel kick. Caught Skater unawares as she was coming in to try and finish Sky off right there. Another 2 count after the leg drop. Another nice flurry from Sky, but she has been unable to put away the 8 tag. Looked like she was trying to go for the twist of fate there, but it was blocked. Reversal. Head scissors, nicely done by Sky. Right in for the cover. 2 3/4. As Skater just gets that shoulder up in time this time. That's easy for me to say. Twist of fate coming again. Nope, again countered. Boot to the gut. Northern Lights suplex with a bridge. Nicely done. And you can't get much closer than that.
You're supposed to stay down.
And Skater getting a little irritated with Sky's ability to continue to fight back. Oh, and that one caught her right on the ear and sent Sky into the corner. Gets the elbow up. On to the second. Tornado DDT by Sky. Might be it. 2.5 again. Skater gets the shoulder up. Sky didn't hook the leg, and that may have given Skater just enough ammunition to get up at the count of 2 3/4. And these two ladies have gone back and forth here. Right back to the ankle lock goes Skater. This might be it. Pain etched on the face of Reby Sky here, as she uses momentum to take Skater into the corner. Boot to the gut. Twist of fate. And it's over. Another big victory for Reby Sky, as she finishes off the rate tank, Kellie Skater, in what was a tremendous debut here for Skater. But it was Reby Sky victorious once again.
I can't believe I lost again. You know, that's what it is. I'm a much better tag team wrestler than I am singles wrestler. Now I just need a tag team partner. Okay. Who can I call? Tag team. I know. I got it. Hold on. Where's her number? There you go. Veda. Hi, hey, Veda. Yeah, it's Kimberly. Remember me? Yeah. Veda. Oh, why doesn't she want to talk to me?
And this next match is scheduled for one fall. It has a 47-minute time limit. Because I can.
I don't know that I've ever seen a 47.5-minute time limit, but Daphne's right, she can. She's got the mic. And the Radiant One, Rain, has made her way to the ring. And she looks none too pleased to be here in Ybor City tonight. And the fans already giving Rain the business. As she wipes her boots off on the fans here at the Orpheum, and her opponent, the super popular Christina von Eerie.
Introducing first, she is 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 128 and a quarter, 27. 5 and a quarter and 127 and a half. She is from St. Paul, Minnesota, the Radiant And her opponent, she is 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 123 pounds. She is from Spook City, USA, Christina von Eerie.
Well, no secret who the favorite's going to be here tonight at the Orpheum in Ybor City, and I don't think that really bothers Rain all that much as she goes right to work, putting the boots to Christina von Eerie here. Getting the jump before the bell and grabs a couple of handfuls of that mohawk. And aggressively firing away with right hands in the corner. Von Eerie up and over. Trying to get the jump on Rain. Rolls her up right into a bridge. Nicely done, but can't keep the 10-year veteran out of St. Paul, Minnesota down for the count. Well, Von Eerie, though, switches things up. Able to take Rain off her feet with the head scissors. Boot to the midsection. Catches Rain coming in. Von Eerie off the second. Cross body. Hooks the leg immediately. Frankie Gastineau right there, but only 2, says he. headbutt. That one rocked Rain. Reversal whip. Von Eerie into the corner. Foot right to the face this time by Von Eerie. Traps the head. Looking for that tornado DDT, but Rain, one step ahead, tosses her out of the corner and sends her crashing awkwardly down to the canvas. So again, taking off her feet is Von Eerie. She finds herself in trouble here early against Rain. Was Rain victorious back at Shine 1 in a very tough matchup that many people thought stole the show at the debut Shine event here at the Orpheum, defeating Nikki Rocks in a 20-plus minute classic. She then finished off Santana, who we will see a little bit later on tonight at Shine 2. And both of those victories by Rain is almost a bulldog out of a cravat there.
What?
For a 2 count.
What?
But it was shady tactics leading to the victory for Rain in both of those matches. And she thought she had a victory back at Shine 3 against Jazz as Mercedes Martinez came out to ringside, trying to distract her opponent. But it was the STF of Jazz forcing Rain to tap out, though she to this day says she didn't tap out. I was there, I saw it. She tapped out. Chin breaker nicely done there by Rain. And Von Eerie trying to get back onto the winning track here in Shine competition. Again, finds herself caught in the vice-like cravat of Rain there before being sent into the corner. Von Eerie victorious in her Shine debut back at Shine 1. She defeated Cherry Bomb. And then it was tag team action at Shine 2 as part of Misery. Teaming up with Mischief, falling to defeat to Made in Sin, the AK-47, Allysin K, and Taylor Made. And that victory came with a little bit of help from the problem solver, April Hunter.
Come on, Bonnie, what do you say?
As Big Red took a bat to the knee of Mischief, pretty much putting her out of commission.
Christina, come on, what do you say? Come on, you want to end this?
And then it was singles competition. CVE looking for a little bit of revenge back at Shine 3. Against the AK-47 Allysin K, but it was a little help from Taylor Made. And April Hunter again leading to the victory for Allysin K. Oh, what a chop! And this one just got serious here. My goodness! She almost chopped the spider webs right off the chest of Christina Von Eerie. Rain showing a little frustration that she's unable to finish Von Eerie off just yet. Suplex right at the feet of Frankie Gastineau for another near fall. Fans getting behind Von Eerie here. As Rain with a headbutt. And another. And both these ladies putting their bodies on the line here. And I don't know how well it's coming across on camera here, but Christina Von Eerie's face and chest are just beet red. Courtesy of the headbutts and chops from Rain. And Rain now, the veteran, looking to slow things down. Neck breaker. Bouncing the dome of Christina Von Eerie off the canvas for another 2 count. And Rain grunting disapprovingly at the 2 count issued by Frankie Gastineau. Rain says she's got this. Nice counter right there into the back fist by Von Eerie. As she almost took the head off of the Radiant One, and now both ladies down. Double count applied here. As both Rain and Von Eerie have taken a bunch of punishment, you'd have to think whoever's going to make it to her feet first would have the advantage, and it is Rain, though she is checking the jaw there. Short right hands from Rain. Misses that right hand. It's Von Eerie with the lariat. Back elbow takes Rain off her feet, and Rain walks right into a forearm. Make it 2. Trifecta of forearms from Von Eerie. Into the side slam. But only 2, says Frankie Gastineau. And another headbutt. Misses the back fist, though. The enziguri connects. But again, only a 2 count.
Christina with the hair, come on.
Von Eerie now with a handful of hair of Rain will turn about being fair play. Rapid fire shots from Rain. Von Eerie showing some power. Rolls the dice. Snake Eyes in a big boot. Sends Rain down the canvas. And Von Eerie going to the high rent district here in Ybor City, all the way to the top. Nobody home as Rain able to avoid the big splash from Von Eerie. A right hand block though. Graveyard smash. Oh, she went downstairs. The implant DDT. And Rain steals another victory. And Allysin K, Taylor Made, and April Hunter have hit the ring. Made in Sin attacking Christina Von Eerie. And there's that bat again in the midsection. Davina Rose and Shazza McKenzie out. Running Made in Sin out to the floor. And
Daffney! Come here.
Christina Von Eerie calling for Daffney. She apparently has something to say. Let's go to the ring.
Made in Sin? Obviously there's some unfinished business that we had, but fortunately for you, I'm not going to be here for the next Shine. I'm going to be in Japan for Stardom, but I will be here January 11th. Just like you have your little protector, your backup plan, I got someone that's going to have my back.
Oh, Christina Von Eerie issuing a challenge for Shine 6, January the 11th.
We will go on our own time.
You have no right to be out
Made in Sin? You know, we were scheduled to have a tag match tonight, and I'm pretty sure they're all out here, or already. Sir, I say we do it right now. I said I want to fight.
Shazza McKenzie calling out Made in Sin, saying she and Davina Rose want to do it right now.
All right. Don't.
Get him in the ring.
Christina Von Eerie getting in the face of the AK-47
This is our match.
as Frankie Gastineau leads her to the
We're gonna
back.
have some time.
Looks like we got a tag match.
They're up.
Let's go to the ring for the introductions.
All right. You want to fight? Make sure you keep them back.
Introducing first, to my left and your right, she is one half of the tag team Made in Sin. She is 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 125 pounds, hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada, Taylor May.
You guys are obviously all a bunch of morons.
And her partner. She is 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing at 150 pounds. Hailing from Detroit, Michigan, she is the AK-47, Allysin Together they are Made in Sin.
You've never even seen a pair of panties, okay? Don't.
Oh, step. And their opponents. She is 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 120 pounds, debuting from Newark, California. She's bonkers, Davina Rose. And her partner. She is 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 60 kilos. Debuting from Sydney, Australia. She is Australia's resident cheerleader with no cheerleading experience. She's Shazza McKenzie.
Oh, Shazza McKenzie and Davina Rose making their debut here, and they are certainly jumping into the deep end right off the bat here at Shine 4, as they are stepping up to the plate and taking on some serious competition here as they take on the AK-47, and Allysin K starting things off for her and her partner Taylor Made in Sin. And Allysin K wasting no time trying to finish off Davina Rose. Stretch muffler, but couldn't do it. Nice counter right there by Rose. A reversal there by K, but it's the Mexican background of Davina Rose, the California native, coming into play right there, and irritating April Hunter that Davina Rose and Shazza McKenzie don't wrestle like Americans, whatever that means.
Of course I'm ready. I was born ready.
Taylor Made said she was born ready, and somehow I don't think I'm gonna doubt her. Side headlock by McKenzie, as the cheerleader with no cheerleading experience gets sent in for the ride. Shoulder tackle. Up and over she goes. Nobody home. Since Nice 2 count right there as Taylor again taken off her feet. Lost the do-rag, almost lost the match. There's another near fall right there. And the newcomers, Rose and McKenzie, looking good here in the early going. Arm drag, right into the arm bar. Nicely done by Davina Rose. And right now, it has been all Davina Rose and Shazza McKenzie here. She drops the knee. Another quick tag. Rose and McKenzie doing a good job of cutting the ring in half here. And eliminating one half of their opponents from the equation. Back heel trip. And drives the knee right into the arm. Taylor Made screaming for Jamie Tucker to get her off. But that didn't sound right at all, did it? Screaming at Jamie Tucker to get Shazza McKenzie off of her is what I meant to say. Chop toe hold. Into the leg drop. Nice teamwork again being shown here by McKenzie and Rose. Rose, the legal woman, gets the near fall, and now the heavy hitter of this team, Allysin K, runs right into an arm drag and has no more luck than Taylor Made has had so far. And the 4-year pro out of Newark, California, Davina Rose, protege of Serena Deeb, looking very good here, and again makes the tag. 23-year-old Shazza McKenzie out of Sydney tried to lend an assist to Davina Rose, and it did not work. The forearm, however, of Allysin K did work, and worked very effectively in stopping Davina Rose in her tracks. April Hunter always lurking at ringside. Vicious lariat. Almost took the head of Davina Rose right off her shoulders.
Come on.
Thanks, mate. Let's go. Get out of here. Let's go.
April Hunter screaming at Taylor Made to beat Davina Rose like she owes you money. And the fans trying to get behind Davina Rose here at the urging of Shazza McKenzie in the corner. Snapmare.
Come on, cheer for me. My name's Davina.
And again, Taylor Made mocking Rose here as she's got her trapped in that rear chin lock. But Rose trying to fight her way back to her feet. But again, drilled down to the canvas. 2 count. Davina Rose made her Shimmer debut back in 2011. Went 0-4 start things off there. Looked good in matches against Mercedes Martinez and Kellie Skater. Spent much of this past summer in Canada as well as California. And right now, I'm sure she wishes she was anywhere but the Orpheum in Ybor City, trying to do battle against Allysin K and Taylor Made as Made in Sin. Coming off singles victories for the two of them back at Shine 3. Not missing a beat as a team here. Japanese stranglehold applied. Referee asking Davina if she wants to give it up. She says no.
There's no because she doesn't have to.
Come on, Rep, you took too long.
That was 2.
Hard forearm from Allysin Kay. And Maiden Sin looking very, very good here. As the most dominant team in women's wrestling today. Continue to dish out the punishment. And Allysin Kay continues to talk smack. But Davina Rose continues to fight back, but again. I haven't seen anybody take a swing like that out of Detroit that wasn't named Miguel Cabrera in quite some time. And again, April Hunter lurking at ringside, bat in hand like a giant red-headed Jeff Gillooly. Nice double team there. Hooks the leg for 2. It's Taylor May now getting into the face of Jamie Tucker. That's not going to do her any good. That forearm isn't going to do Davina Rose any good as she again finds herself in the wrong part of town, but trying to fight back. And she's showing a lot of guts, a lot of fire here in the corner. So, just gets her face washed.
Get her out of there now. Come on. Get out of there.
And again, right across the face with the boot. And then Maid with a pie face. Before turning around. Plan B.
I was moving out of the way, dang.
Delivered in the corner to Davina Rose without a prescription.
Thanks, mate here. Come on. Got 5. Let's go.
While April Hunter was choking her out with that bat in the corner, and Davina Rose has got to find a way to make a tag. Fires out of the corner with a clothesline, very close to Shazza McKenzie here, but Taylor May puts a stop to that tag attempt, and that enables Allysin Kay to drag Rose all the way to her side of the ring. But Davina kicks away, able to make the tag, but Taylor May drags McKenzie off the apron. Nobody there for Davina Rose to tag. Another 2 count. Bit of a cocky cover there by Kay. Here are the ropes. A trip by April Hunter. I think Jamie Tucker thinks that he saw it. Yeah, he did. He has just ejected April Hunter. Sending April Hunter, Big Red going to the back.
Hey, come on. Why are you doing interference now?
Davina Rose in a bad way here. Oh, went for that double team. Nobody home. Jackknife cradle. She's got her beat. No referee to make the count. And oh, what a knee. Allysin Kay just took her head off. Cover. Couldn't put her away, but there's the tag. Shazza McKenzie, handful of hair, sends Kay down. Taylor Made as well. And the little spark plug out of Sydney going to work on Made in Sin here. Trying to take him on by herself. Neck breaker, nicely done. 2.5. Shazza McKenzie needs to stay on top here. Trying to deal with both Made and the AK-47. Does the splits, but just again got her head taken off. That running knee strike. from Allysin Kay. Absolutely vicious. Something we haven't seen out of her yet here. To my recollection, cutthroat Saito, that's gotta be it. No! Davina Rose in now, all four ladies in the ring. Scooped up and hung upside down in the corner is Davina Rose. Referee trying to extricate her from that predicament, but 7 deadlies. Cover, and it is over. And Allysin Kay and Taylor Made continue their winning ways here in Shine, remaining undefeated as a team and as singles. And it is indeed pinkies up here in Ybor City for Maiden Sin. But they were certainly pushed to the limit by the duo of Davina Rose and Shazza McKenzie. But it was not to be here tonight. Well, fans, once again, we want to thank you for joining us here on WWNLive.com, your home for iPay-per-view wrestling. And we again remind you that Dragon Gate USA is back on iPay-per-view the weekend of November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th from Everett, Massachusetts, Voorhees, New Jersey, and Deer Park, New York. As always, for the latest on Dragon Gate USA and Evolve, you can check out DGUSA.tv.
Trash can, red car, silver, Saturn, Honda. Where's my car? Why do I always lose things like this? Is this thing broken?
She hung up on me. Why'd she hang up on me? Oh my God. Sue!
Hey!
Sue!
Hey, are you okay?
Sue! Okay.
I'm Sue.
Okay. I gotta tell you, I just had an epiphany. I did. An epiphany here in the parking lot.
Cool.
Here. Okay. Get this. I have come to the realization that I am a much better tag wrestler than singles wrestler, right? You get it? You see it?
I got it.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now picture this.
Okay.
I tried calling Veda Scott. She won't talk to me. I don't know why. So Sue, not that you're my second choice, you're my first choice.
Uh-huh.
I was wondering, yeah, first choice.
First choice in what?
I was picture it. Sue Young,
Yeah?
Kimberly. Sue Young, Kimberly. What do you think? Be my tag partner? Be my tag partner? Come on, be my tag partner. Can you be my tag partner? Please.
Kimberly, you're gonna have to
Sue,
back
be my
off. I can't.
Why? Oh, Sue. Why?
Kimberly, I have a tag partner already.
Sue?
I really can't. Tracy's my tag partner. We're West Coast Connection. I mean, I really can't. I'm sorry, but I can't.
Well, who else am I gonna ask?
I don't know. Maybe somebody else. Like, I think I see somebody over there. Maybe you should ask them.
Huh?
Walk away. Keep walking. Gotta find my car. Just a little crazy right now. Okay, where's my car? Please don't come back.
a 69-minute time limit.
And I am not touching that time limit. And a very, very dangerous and extremely irritated woman makes her way to the ring. The Latina sensation, Mercedes Martinez, as she stares down Daffney Unger. And she is in a foul mood this evening. And I don't know if Daffney wants to go there. Fans, we also don't want you to forget WrestleCon, the greatest array of independent wrestling talent anywhere in the world. Secaucus, New Jersey, April 5th through 7th. For all the details on that, you can check out WrestleCon.com. And we certainly urge you to get your tickets now. They are selling quickly.
Introducing first, she is 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 140 pounds. She's from Waterbury, Connecticut. The Latina sensation, Mercedes Martinez. Sorry, don't kill me. I'm sorry. Okay, and next, her opponents. She is 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 118 pounds. She's from Ocala, Florida. Santana!
She's gonna kill you.
Yes, I
Bring it down.
We are underway here. Santana taking on Mercedes Martinez. And Mercedes wasting no time. Putting the boots and the right hands to the side of the face of Santana.
Back it up. You gotta fight. Get her off the ropes.
The Latina sensation lighting up Santana here. Ducks that clothesline though. Arm drag out of the wheelbarrow attempt by Mercedes Martinez. And another arm drag and a drop kick. Nice flurry right there by Santana. Needs to stay on top of her. Santana giving up a ton of experience and firepower to Martinez here as the Shimmer original just runs into a boot face first right into the mouth. And I'm sure while she is focused on the task at hand in defeating Santana here tonight, who has a 2 count off that crossbody right there. The issue between Mercedes Martinez and Jazz certainly has to be on the mind of Mercedes, as that issue far from over, I'm sure. Tries to go through the legs, but the hair yanked by Martinez. And then drives her to the canvas. Cocky cover right there by the native of Connecticut. Now just taken to the streets, right hands as Martinez slugs away. I mentioned the feud between Martinez and Jazz. It was back at Shine 2 that these two women brawled all over the building here at the Orpheum. No contest in that matchup. Referees had to throw it out, and then the referees needed medical attention themselves when it was over. And Shine 3, Mercedes Martinez fell to defeat to Jamie Jamison after Jazz came out to ringside, distracting Martinez, causing her to lose focus and the matchup. Martinez attempted to do the same later on in the evening to Jazz in her matchup against Rain, but unsuccessful in that attempt. Santana lands on her feet. Time kind of stands still right there for a minute. Looked like she was going for that tornado DDT, but it got blocked. Instead, connects with the head scissors. Nobody home on a clothesline. Martinez muscling her up, trying to get her in the rack. And instead just dumps her right on the back of her head for a near fall. Santana coming off a big win at Shine 3 against Sienna Duvall.
Out of her hand, Mercedes, come on.
And she looks very good in a losing effort against Rain back at Shine 2, which saw Rain have to use the ropes in that matchup to pick up the victory. And it was Tina San Antonio falling to defeat to Santana back at Shine 1 in her debut. And the very athletic third-year pro has been on the receiving end here for the last couple of minutes from Martinez. And it is time for the three amigas. Right into the cover. Hooked the leg deep, but only two, says Frankie Gastineau. Martinez jawing with the fans there, telling them to shut up, and ended up getting caught with a kick from Santana, which with that handspring right into the head scissors out of the corner. Mercedes right back up. Hurricane Rana able to hook the legs with Santana and get another 2 count. Wheelbarrow again. Can't work her way free this time. Martinez clubbing away on the exposed back of Santana here. Now mounts the second turnbuckle herself. Looking for that second rope superplex here. Santana trying to fight her way free. But right back up, back chop. Oh, Santana's in trouble here. Backbreaker out of the corner. And again, only 2, and oh, Martinez is pissed. Traps the legs, got her up. Fisherman Buster, that's gonna be it. You can count to 100. 1, 2, 3. It is over. It was a quick and violent end for Santana here at the hands of the Latina sensation, Mercedes Martinez. Santana had her moments, but clearly the experience edge came into play here tonight as Mercedes able to fight through the flurries of offense dished out by Santana. Overcame those couple of brief obstacles and earned herself another victory here in Shine competition. But take nothing away from Santana. falling to defeat here tonight, but certainly a very, very bright future for a talented young athlete. And she's hearing it from the crowd here at the Orpheum.
Saw what I did at Shine 3. You saw that I was not kidding around. At Shine 2, I took Reby Sky out of commission. Mia, at Shine 3, you stepped in the ring with me? And you're lucky you got away when you did, because I was going to send you back to Japan in pieces. Shine 4 is just around the corner. And I got challenged from a zombie killer. Leva Bates, you have no idea what you did. You want to challenge this monster to a zombie killer versus zombie killer match? You have no idea what you've done to yourself. Reby Sky had no idea, and look what that ended up doing to her. Mia Yim certainly had no idea, and she ran for the hills. Leva, I can assure you that I'm going to be the biggest threat in your wrestling career. Because I am no result of a viral outbreak.
Initialize Project Havok.
And I am no BOW gone wild.
Initialized.
And Leva, you talk about having this big arsenal, but Leva, I assure you, mine is much bigger and better than your little cap gun.
This next match is scheduled for one fall, and it has a 77-minute time limit.
Oh, fans, it is time for a match that has had the internet buzzing ever since it was announced. The Zombie Killer match. It is Jessicka Havok, perhaps the most physically dominant woman in the business today. Look at the eyes of Jessicka Havok. They say the eyes are the window to the soul. I would not recommend looking into the eyes of Jessicka Havok. You're not going to see anything. Jessicka Havok may be pure evil. Popular Leva Bates Wait a second. She made it. She had a couple. Whoa! That's a gun. We've seen her as Spider-Man. We've seen her as Captain Jack Sparrow. We've seen her as Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. And tonight, it is Alice, complete with kukri from Resident Evil 3 Extinction. And she is going to need a boatload of kukri if she is going to put away Jessicka Havok here tonight at Shine 4, but she certainly has the crowd in her corner. Let's go to Daffney Younger.
There's no guns in wrestling. What? Oh, wow, and machetes too. Okay, I'm not afraid. Introducing first, she is 6 feet tall, weighing at 170 pounds, from Raccoon City, Jessicka Havok. And her opponent, she is 5 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 115 pounds. She is from the Hive, Leva,
Fast, before we get to this matchup, I want to remind you that Evolve also returns to iPay-Per-View here on WWNLive.com on December the 8th in a huge doubleheader night of action. Here on WWNLive.com, it will be Evolve 18 in a doubleheader with CZW's Cage of Death, the biggest show of the year for CZW, right here on WWNLive.com, along with Evolve 18. And right now, strike exchange. Neither able to come out with an advantage right there, and got to give Bates credit. Jackknife cradle right there for a 2 count. Leva able to fight off the early offense of Jessicka Havok. These two circle each other here. Bit of a feeling out process, and I'm surprised that Jessicka Havok isn't being a bit more aggressive here in the early going. She has a very, very big size advantage over Leva Bates, who definitely is going to need to continue to utilize her quickness if she's going to pick up a victory here. And again, takes down Havok with that head scissors, but right around the throat goes Havok. She's had enough. Fun and games are over. Nice counter, looking for the cross arm breaker. Taking a page out of Jessicka Havok's book here. Havok, though, able to counter. Blocks that attempt. Clasps her hands together, alleviate the pressure. Bates can't get it cranked in. Now she's got it. Havok could be in trouble here. Trying to turn away from the pressure, wisely done. Forces the shoulders down for a near fall, and now just muscles Leva Bates up and launches her into the corner head first. And a maniacal look on the face of Jessicka Havok here as she charges the corner. Nobody home as she went for that big boot. Leva gonna follow her up here. And again, has the arm trapped, arm bar in the corner. And Leva able to use the ropes there with her legs for extra momentum. Extra force applying that arm bar. Whoa. Now Havok's got the kukri. No, I don't think Jessicka Havok is better than that. She'll use a knife, she'll use a garbage can, a chair, a gun, a bazooka, whatever she has to do to get the job done. And right now, she is trying to make Leva Bates humble. And again, the eyes of Jessicka Havok absolutely frightening.
Come on now.
Almost as frightening as the promo we saw her deliver on ShineWrestling.com, and she basically threatened to go to the mattresses. Total annihilation. She was going to drop the bomb on Leva Bates here tonight. And we have seen just a path of destruction from Jessicka Havok since day one here in her Shine debut. I already talked about her putting Reby Sky on the shelf at Shine 2, and again the eyes of Jessicka Havok tell the story. It was Mia Yim almost being sent to Japan in a box at the hands of Jessicka Havok, who now punts the ribcage of Leva Bates before choking away all of her body weight right across the throat of Leva. High vertical suplex. Into the end time, though, countered by Leva Bates. The guillotine choke. Havok, though, able to maintain the bear hug on Bates, who's trying to fight, but is just physically outmatched here. As Havok chops away at the chest now. Bates tries to go downstairs, boot to the midsection. Havok asking her if that's all she's got. She caught the third one. Glancing blow on that enziguri. And rips the spider off the chest of Havok. Speculation running wild that is the source of Havok's power. And right now, Havok getting worn out by Leva here. Boot right to the side of the face. Sends Havok to the corner. Double knees right into the chest. As one half of Regeneration X. Of course, Leva partner with Allysin Danger. Tag team with their sights set on the Shimmer Tag Team titles. Looking for a shot at the two-time champ Canadian Ninjas, perhaps as early as next week in Berwyn, Illinois, for a 2 count right there. And I wouldn't hesitate to qualify that as an upset, where Leva able to finish off Jessicka Havok right there. Drop toe hold by Leva sends Havok into the ropes. Oh, Leva tried to take a chance. Almost cost her dearly, but instead able to use her momentum through the ropes, take Havok throat first across the second rope, and now they do battle out on the floor. 10 count here right in front of me. Havok stops that attempt, connects with a back elbow. Back first. Havok now sending Bates onto the bottom rope, forcing the break of the count. And getting in the face of Jamie Tucker.
What do you think you're leaving now? What do you think you're leaving Bates now?
And now getting in the face of the crowd is Leva on the apron here. Boot to the face sends Havok down on the floor. She's back up though. Leva takes a chance. Senton off the apron. Both women are down. Leva smartly throws Havok under the bottom rope, trying to finish her off here.
Let's go, Leva. You can do it.
Up to the second she goes. Havok catches her. The Havok killer, the sit-out powerbomb.
That's her finish.
Only two. But Leva able to kick out. Bates up and over on Havok in the corner. Back first into the turnbuckle she goes. But Bates fights back, boot to the gut. Looking for a sunset flip out of the corner. Havok hangs onto the ropes. Now she hangs onto the throat of Leva and sends her crashing into the turnbuckles again. Overhead kick by Bates from the apron. Then she scores downstairs to the midsection. Double stomp off the top, that might be it. 2.5. As Havok again plants Bates. Hits the big dump for a 2 count. Now a handful of hair as Havok drags Bates back to her feet. Full Nelson.
Come on, Bates, come on.
Bates won't give it up.
How about it, Bates? Come on. How about I can stop it? Come on.
Havok trying to finish off Bates here. Submission predicament. But Leva continues to fight. Give her credit. Sheer knee. 2 3/4. As that may be as close as we've seen to anybody putting away Jessicka Havok here in Shine. And it might be time for the superhero kick. Havok catches her, elevates her, elbows, looking for the air raid crash, counted again. Hoists her up. Air raid crash, and it is over. Leva Bates gave it everything she had. You certainly cannot fault the effort. But Jessicka Havok is a different breed. She is just physically on a whole other level. And right now, she's got a chair, and she is looking to do some more damage to Leva Bates, but Reby Sky is out. Havok doesn't see her. Sky with a chair. And Reby gets a little payback. Across the back into the midsection. Reby Sky. Bulldog on the chair. Havok out to the floor. And Reby Sky has just escalated things with Jessicka Havok to a whole other level here at Shine 4. Havok staring her down as she makes her way to the back, but Reby Sky standing tall with a measure of revenge on Jessicka Havok. Payback's a bitch. And Reby Sky just got a little payback. It is, in fact, time for our main event of the evening, and fans, history will be made here tonight at Shine 4. The first time the Shimmer Women's title has ever been defended on iPay-per-view. The first time Sweet Saraya Knight has defended the title since defeating cheerleader Melissa for that belt. The first time that these two veterans have met inside the squared circle. And the challenger is on her way to the ring. Shine 1, Jazz in the main event, defeated the Queen of Wrestling, Sara Del Rey. Shine 2, Jazz in the main event, no contest, against Mercedes Martinez. Shine 3, Jazz in the main event, able to defeat Rain. Can Jazz be victorious here in her fourth main event? This time in the biggest match of her career. The Shimmer Women's Wrestling Championship on the line. First time ever on iPay-per-view. And Jazz looks as ready as I have ever seen her in my life. But speaking, someone who is always ready, the woman on the top of the mountain, Sweet Saraya Knight, the Shimmer Women's Wrestling Champion, is here to defend her title in Shine. This one needs no hype. It is for all the marbles. Every woman in the entire world that steps foot in a wrestling ring wants the belt that Saraya Knight has around her waist here tonight at the Orpheum in Ybor City. Only 5 women in history since 2007 have been special enough to call themselves the Shimmer Champion. And right now that honor goes to sweet Saraya Knight, the leader of the Knight Dynasty, has come to the Orpheum. Saraya hearing it from the crowd here at the Orpheum in Ybor City.
This match is for the Shimmer Championship. Introducing first for the challenger. She is 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing at 130 pounds. Hailing from New Orleans, Louisiana, the female fighting phenom, she is debuting from Norwich, England. She is the current Shimmer Champion of the World, Sweet Saraya Knight.
Cruella DeVille ain't got nothing on her. And Frankie Gastineau had better watch himself.
You ain't gonna lay one single finger on me, 'cause if you do,
Saraya wasting no time letting the man in the striped shirt know just exactly who is boss inside those 3 ropes.
shut your mouth.
And Jazz looking in tremendous physical condition here tonight, as she always does. But she has had this one circled on her calendar since Shine 3. A true history-making event here at Shine 4. The top prize in women's wrestling today on the line.
You got it in once, fat boy.
And you can see the look on the face of the challenger as she places the precious gold belt in her hands, and we are underway. The challenger wasting no time whatsoever. And these two are slugging it out right off the bat. This one is not going to be pretty, I can assure you. These are 2 women who love a fight. And a fight is exactly what we're going to get here for the Shimmer Wrestling title. Clothesline in the corner by Jazz. The challenger wasting very little time. Getting on track here, floats right into a cover, but Saraya goes to the eyes. And again, the 20-year veteran out of Norwich, England, The great equalizer, right to the eyes she goes. And just that quickly, she may have overcome Jazz's physical advantage. But the crafty veteran already trying to get in the head of young Frankie Gastineau. And Frankie Gastineau, the man entrusted with his all-important matchup here tonight, is going to have to be on top of his game here, because he will certainly be tested by sweet Saraya Knight here tonight.
Let's go, Jazz.
Side headlock by the champ. As the crowd immediately gets behind the challenger here. Saraya center the ropes, puts on the brakes, and drops down to the floor. Buys herself a little bit of time. Takes a bit of a walk. Enjoying that fresh Florida air here in Ybor City. The Shimmer Championship created in 2007 back in volumes 11 and 12 as part of that tournament to crown the first ever Shimmer champ. And it was the Queen of Wrestling, Sara Del Rey, who defeated Lacey in the finals of that championship. Jazz snaps the neck of Saraya Knight. Jazz with some spring in her knees before dropping the leg. Gets an ear fall. Sara Del Rey won that belt on June the 2nd, 2007, and held that belt for 329 days, successfully defending that belt 5 times before Volume 18, where Mischief became the second ever woman to hold that championship. April the 26th, 2008, holding that title for 715 days, nearly 2 full years as Shimmer champion. 14 successful title defenses. Fisherman suplex. Saraya does not hook the leg. Jazz able to get the shoulder up at 2, but Knight wasting a little time trying to get in the head of Frankie Gastineau one more time. Almost got her teeth kicked down her throat. Cartwheel by Jazz into the big splash for 2.5. And one more time, Saraya goes to the eyes, taking the vision away of the challenger. And now that right hand on the bridge of the nose does the trick one more time as she has watered the eyes of Jazz. Now double leg. Try to turn her here. Boston Crab hanging on the ropes. Smartly releasing the ropes before the referee could see it again. Ropes for leverage, and one more time, Gastineau unable to see what the gutsy and wily veteran was pulling off behind his back as the challenger again gets a near fall. At Volume 31, it was Madison Eagles ending the reign of Mischief. On April 11, 2010, Eagles held that belt for some 539 days herself, making 9 successful defenses of the Shimmer belt. Big right hand by Jazz, right on the button of Knight in the corner. Cravat into the knee strike. Of course, Saraya Knight, well versed in the European style, utilizes the cravat often herself. Double underhook suplex. Another knee strike to the rib cage by the challenger as she continues to soften up the champion here. Floats over, hooks the leg. And again, Knight gets that 2 count. Gets his shoulder up. Volume 44. So a cheerleader Melissa end the reign of Madison Eagles on October the 2nd, 2011. And she was able to hold that belt for 168 days before Falling to defeat in her 4th attempt at defending that title at Volume 48. It was sweet Saraya Knight getting the submission. But much like we just saw moments ago, it was using the ropes for leverage to pick up the victory and walk out of Berwyn, Illinois as the Shimmer Women's Wrestling Champion. A lot of fans have been asking what would happen were Jazz to walk out of Ybor City as the Shimmer Women's Champion, and I have been told that should Jazz defeat Saraya Knight here tonight, she will be at the Shimmer tapings in Berwyn, Illinois, the weekend of the 27th and 28th. She, however, will not be in Chicago as part of the AAW tapings, were she to win that belt here this evening. I was also passed a note a little bit earlier from Shimmer senior official Bryce Remsburg as these two spill out to the floor now. Double count applied as they make their way around the outside here. Frankie Gassino trying to get the action back inside the ring here. And I said the referee was going to have his hands full this evening, and that is certainly the case. As these two continue to battle here. All around the bar. And I gotta commend Frankie Gastineau here for making a tough call. He understands the importance of this matchup. The Shimmer title, the most important belt in women's wrestling today, is on the line. And he is gonna give these two every opportunity to settle this between themselves without his having to be involved. DDT on the bar. And Jazz is gonna have herself a beverage. And she shares it with Saraya Knight. But as I was saying, whoever walks out of here as the Shimmer Women's Wrestling Champion, be it Saraya Knight or Jazz, it has been determined by senior official Bryce Remsburg that whoever is the champion going into the Shimmer tapings, Athena will get the first shot at that title on Saturday. As Frankie Gastineau continues to implore these women to make it back to the ring. As Jazz launches Saraya. And now she's got a garbage can. And this one has gotten completely out of hand here. And they're going out on a 7th Avenue here. Big right hand from Jazz. And much like we saw Jazz and Mercedes Martinez back at Shine 2, this one is completely out of control. The baddest bitch in the business today is physically assaulting the Shimmer Wrestling Champion here in Ybor City. But if you ask me, this kind of match plays right into the hands of the champion. As Jazz certainly has the edge, I would think, from a wrestling standpoint. But this one now is just a street fight. Chair across the back, repeatedly now, by Saraya Knight. But Jazz fights back the challenger. Going to town, face first on the apron. Goes Saraya. Elbow across the back of the neck. And Jazz now shaking that knee. Looks like she's trying to get some feeling back into that leg. Scores with a running boot. And these two women showing you just how important this championship is. They are putting it all on the line here in Ybor City. Right down across the midsection. Cover. 2 3/4 again. And Saraya with a back chop. Holding that arm that hit the steel ring post. Trying to get some feeling back into that elbow as she sends Jazz for the ride. Launching herself across the ring. Saraya using anything and everything at her disposal to get the job done here tonight and successfully defend the Shimmer Women's Wrestling Championship. Nobody home. As Jazz avoids her in the corner. Jazz Stinger! Jazz Stinger! We're gonna have a new champ right here! Mercedes Martinez trying to get inside the ring. Saraya Knight is beaten. Wait a second, Rain! She had something on her hand and just cold-cocked Jazz. Martinez staring at Rain. I don't know if she knows what the hell she's doing out here, but not like this, no! No! Well, when she gets back to the locker room, someone's gonna have to let Saraya Knight know she is still the Shimmer champion, because I'm not sure she has any idea where she is right now. And it is obvious Jazz has been knocked out by Rain. A complete travesty here in the main event of Shine 4. The Jazz Stinger looked like certain victory and a new champion was going to be crowned here in Jazz. Mercedes Martinez provided the distraction, and for some ungodly reason, Rain from out of nowhere with what looked like a set of brass knucks, absolutely waylaying Jazz from behind, knocking the challenger out, and allowing sweet Saraya Knight to escape, and I mean escape, Ybor City with the Shimmer Women's Championship around her waist. Fans, I am in complete and utter shock and disgust at what has transpired here in our main event. And once again, it has been an amazing night, an historic night here at Shine 4. As sweet Saraya Knight stumbles to the locker room, still Shimmer Women's Wrestling Champion. And fans, I am sure there's going to be more to this story. Don't forget, Shimmer returns to the Berwyn Eagles Club on October the 27th and 28th. I'm sure there will be more to this story there that night and over the weekend. But once again, victorious in our main event, Saraya Knight, still the Shimmer champion. Jazz sure to be disappointed when she realizes what happened. And fans, for everybody here at Shine and WWNLive.com, I'm Lenny Leonard for Daffney Younger. Good night, everybody.
Will you be my tag team partner? What do you mean you can't answer that? Leva.
Hey.
Leva. Leva. Leva.
Oh.
Leva. I need to tell you. So, I had a realization that I am a much better tag team partner than I am a singles wrestler. So I really, really need to ask you a favor. Will you be tag team partner? Kimberly, Leva. Leva, Kimberly.
I'm already...
Tag team. Tag. Tag. High five.
I don't know. I mean, I just finished my match with Jessicka and...
But that's just it! We can tag together and take on people like her and win.
I mean...
Come on, I gotta win. I gotta win, Leva. Leva, I gotta win!
All right.
I gotta win, Leva, all right?
Well...
Tag?
You seem you need help, right?
No, I don't need help. I'm a
that's
much...
what I do, I help people.
No, I don't need help. You misunderstood me. I'm a much better tag team wrestler than I am singles wrestler, and I want to win. So what do you say? What do you say?
Well, the hero I am.
What do you say? What do you say? I mean, I'm sorry.
All right, I'll do it. I'll do it.
You do it?
Yeah.
You do it? You do it? You do it? You do it? Wait.
That's fun.
Wait. I don't have to dress up, do I? Leva.
I'll pick out our costumes.
What? No, wait. Wait.